Aimee.
Hi.
And this is Chef Poul. With me is Alex, our second son.
Hi.
Is with us today, and we're going to make, in honor of Rib Fest, we're going to make some ribs. Aimee, do you like ribs?
Yes.
Alex, do you like ribs?
Yes.
It's a little crappy weather. Amy's foot's sore, and so is mine, so we couldn't make it down this weekend. It is what it is.
And I was with my parents.
Yeah, so it's not going to happen. So first of all, to make this a little bit easier, I'm going to take these ribs and I'm going to boil them. We're going to boil them, just going to get them up to heat, which is what they're at now. And then we're going to let them boil on low for 30 minutes. Doesn't sound like it's too much, does it?
No.
Not really, but you know what? But you know why we're going to do this? Because when we're done, the bones are going to fall right out, and we're going to have nothing but meat.
Yeah.
Amy, does it not taste better that way?
Yeah.
So we don't have to sit there and fight with anything. It's just automatically going to be done. I'm not going to put the cover totally on. We're going to put it just like this so air can escape, right? So, Aimee and I are going to explain to you why we're going to be careful with the food processor. Because it can really hurt you.
You're going to explain. You're the one who cut yourself.
Oh yeah,
I
call me out on it now, will ya? We're going to use 2 Chinese chilies, 1 onion, and 4 cloves of garlic. That's it. This is going to be a really, really awesome sauce. I'm going to move this out of the way because we don't need this right this second, but we will. I don't need it clean because we're going to use it again. So every food processor does look different. That's normal, right?
Yeah.
So I'm going to put it right into the blender. Why? Because it makes Aimee have to clean more. No, it just mixes it better. Amy's a little tired because she's just on 4 12-hour shifts back to back. She's had very little rest and very little downtime. So we're going to put this in here. Do you think that's long enough, Aimee?
Yeah.
Is that normal for it to be that short?
No.
Okay, well, Alex, come over and take a look at this. What do you think?
I think that's chopped finely enough.
Oh yeah, totally is. So we're going to put this right in the blender. Now some people say, well, why don't you just do it in the blender? The blender will chop it up for you. That's no problem.
But it could get stuck.
It will, and it's not going to cook it efficiently. It's not going to cook it a lot.
Yeah.
So, or it's not going to mince it just the way you want it.
Yeah.
We're making this right into a sauce, so we want to make sure that it's actually cut as good as you can. This way, it's going to go right in and work perfectly. You always want to do that. And that's why it goes through the food processor first, and we got this. So, what's next? We're going to use some smoked paprika and onion. My favorite thing, and liquid smoke. Now again, if you watch our videos enough, Aimee will tell you that you only use a little bit, otherwise it tastes like one of Amy's old shoes.
No.
Actually, it would. Yeah, you can only use a little, you can't use a lot. It's good for marinating, it's absolutely wonderful for it. Aimee, take a whiff of that for me, please.
No, the onion's too strong.
Is
I
it?
already know it.
Yeah,
I can't do that anymore.
It's got a really huge taste to it, or smell to it. So you don't need a lot. A little is more.
I'll give it a smell.
And then we're going to use some smoldering smoked applewood.
Yeah, that does have a very
It does.
strong smell. It's good though.
We're going to put a little extra virgin olive oil with truffle. I'm going to unplug this because it doesn't need to be plugged in. Then I'm going to use some sweet soy sauce. It's reduced in salt content. So the reason you don't cook with salt is so you can actually include things like this. Or not have to worry about overdoing it because this already has salt in it.
But you always want to get the soy sauce with the least amount of salt as possible.
Absolutely, because it's loaded. If you get the sweet soy sauce, which is a Dutch thing, by the way, it has less sodium in it. So we're going to put a little bit of apple cider vinegar. It is the absolute best thing to have. I'll tell you one thing, the way that we've been cooking, my A1C, which for those of you who aren't diabetic or understand it too well, is your measurement of how well your sugars are doing. Now, Amy's is actually really good.
Yeah.
She never has to worry about hers. I might tease her a little bit, but in reality, hers is really good. It's
Mine's better than his.
usually. But, you know,
That's my favorite kind.
Boone's,
Yeah.
or I'm going to use a little bit. So this is Boone's wine. We're going to use this to add flavoring. Like I said before, when you're cooking with alcohol, it's only going to, it's only add flavor. It really does not get you drunk. I can put the whole thing in there if I wanted to. I'm not going to, but I could. And we spread that over the ribs and cook it in the ribs. And you're not even going to get a buzz. Because the alcohol cooks out.
Yeah.
It's just for flavoring. So I'm going to put a bunch of mustard in here. Dijon mustard.
I think the same goes for any kind of alcohol too.
Any type of alcohol.
Yeah.
It's irrelevant to what kind. It doesn't matter what kind it is. Alcohol burns out when you're cooking. So I'm going to put a little bit of rice vinegar in here. Not a whole lot. Don't need a whole lot. And I'm making a sauce that should taste really good, tangy. It's got a little bit of Chinese chilies in there, so it'll have a little bit of bite to it, but not too bad.
Yeah.
Amy's probably going to want to have her special hot sauce in hers when you get it, but maybe not. But it's not going to be that hot. Now, we're going to use some garlic hoisin sauce. Why? Because it's almost gone and it's going to go bad soon if we don't use it, so...
Hoisin sauce is really, really good for homemade barbecue sauce.
Oh, it is. And yes, excuse the sounds, and I know Aimee and I will both make jokes about this, probably me more than her, mind you.
Yeah, you do, not me.
But, you know, it's better to put up with the sound because it means you're not wasting. Now, Daddy Michelle and your wife, I'll let you know right now. Margaret. I'm just trying to say it in a humorous way to say it. Your darling daughter here has been my saving grace for cooking because honestly, you should be proud of her. Her A1C is usually perfect. It's mine that you have to worry about, even though I'm trying my best to uphold the diet. And I know that sounds a little funny coming from me, but it's actually true. And normally I wouldn't. Now I'm going to put some barbecue sauce in here. And normally this barbecue sauce would be good enough, but it's not. Your darling daughter is a much better example than I am. I try my best, but I usually fail. She doesn't. So I'm going to put some pepper in here.
And you don't need any salt.
No salt. Because everything we put in there has salt already. So really don't put it in. You don't need it. I think your dad has a birthday coming up, doesn't he?
Yeah.
So that's the sauce. So now I'm going to clean this out of the way a little bit. We'll put it away in a second. So we're almost done filming. So again, this is going to boil for about 40 minutes on low. So it's only on between 2 and 3. I meant to go to 2. And that's fine. That's all we need. It doesn't need to go any further. Because when it's done, what we're going to do is we're going to take it out and we're going to cut the bones out. Because, I mean, I know some people really enjoy it, but I hate fighting with bones.
Yeah, I do too.
It's annoying.
I don't like eating around bones.
Nope. So we're just going to boil them for a little bit until they're actually manageable so we can take the bones out. And then we're going to put them in a tray and we're going to marinate this for a little bit in this homemade sauce. What do you think, Aimee?
It's going to be good.
It is. It's Amy's one day off. She's worked 48 hours in a row. Mind you, she's had
46.
46, sorry. But it's close enough. 48, 46. She's had time to sleep, so please don't think she's being abused. No, she has had time to sleep. But it's like she comes home, goes to bed, and goes to work. She's not really had a whole lot of time off. Alex and I are really enjoying our time with Aimee today because I miss her. I love her. She's my wife. But anyways, with all the stuff going on right now, my dad's sitting in the hospital right now, and I'm almost, not sure what else to say on that. So, all right, so we're going to get this on puree. All right, so before we call it quits and get ready for the next part, because it's going to take a little while, I'm going to get Aimee to take a little bit of a taste test because she has a better sense of taste than I do. Just a little bit, please.
Mmm.
Is it good?
Yes, it is.
Yep.
So I'm going to close this off here. And we're going to let that boil for about 30 minutes. Amy's going to clean everything else out of the way for us.
It's not boiling quite yet.
We're not making it boil.
Okay.
It's down to, like I said before, it's down to 2. Just a slow boil. We don't need it too hot. You know, if it makes you happy, put it down to 3. Big deal. Up to 3. So, in the meantime, please hit the like, share, subscribe button. And Aimee, you want to say something to your family?
Hi.
Say something to your family.
Hope you're all doing good.
We're purposely going to aim to make sure her family sees us today. So, we'll be back. Welcome back. I almost feel like we're Sonny and Cher here,
No.
except Amy's way better looking than me, and I won't admit it too often. Well, it's true. I mean, I control that. So we got the ribs already done. Now, here's a funny bit of this. You don't have to. The meat does not have to be totally done. I mean, you can totally.
Using a fork would probably work.
Yeah, probably. You can actually do this when they're not actually done. It doesn't really matter because what's going to happen is this is going to actually finish cooking in the oven anyways. But Aimee does not really enjoy having, does not enjoy cutting bones out of her ribs. It just makes it really messy and everything else. And some people are messy eaters and they enjoy having a little bit of mess. But that's not Aimee, and to be honest with you, it's not either. You can call her weird if you want, but she is Dutch, so I mean, there's a little bit of a truth
No.
there. We say that out of affection, by the way. It's like some people, you look at us online, it's like, oh my gosh, like what's he saying to her? Well, it's not that we're trying to say anything rude or mean. It's just the way we are. Now, the only problem with ribs is when you get something like this, you don't really know how much meat you're going to get on something. So Alex is going to be staying over for dinner since he was so nice and helping us out. But we might actually have to get something else to eat with this because there technically may not be a lot. So if you're planning on serving like entertaining people, make sure that you buy enough ribs because sometimes it looks like you got a lot of meat there, and
It's mostly bone.
Yeah, and you'll find that really quick. It happens.
Yeah.
And it's not that anybody was stupid or anything like that. It's just the way it is. There's nothing you can do about it. Even the people are really the greatest and will get fooled a lot. To me, this looked like it was a really good cut, and you know what? Not a big deal. We'll be able to share this and all, but we'll make something else with it. You know, like maybe we'll have burgers too. Not a big deal. Just if you're playing a dinner party and this is what you're doing, then you know what? Not a big deal.
Just be aware that ribs are mostly bone.
No,
Yeah.
they're not.
Well,
They're not?
They are. Ribs can be mostly bone. That's not a.
Not all the time, though.
A lot of time it is. Ribs are one of the biggest problems with ribs. Now you can get a really expensive cut,
Yeah.
and you'll do better. But there's a difference. Like Aimee found this for a really good deal, and it's not that Aimee did anything wrong. She didn't. It can happen to anybody. And my point isn't that, like, I just want everybody to know that if it looks like you're not getting a whole lot of meat on it, it's not because Aimee did anything wrong. It's just because it's the way ribs are.
Yeah.
It is what it is. If you're really obsessed with getting the most meat on something, buy a more expensive cut. It is what it is sometimes. And we'll probably end up having burgers with us. Not a big deal.
But with the cut of meat that ribs are, a lot of times they do have a lot of bone.
They do. And that's just a fact. This is why Aimee and I do not eat a whole lot of ribs.
Yeah, same here.
It's a special. It's a treat.
Yeah,
Right?
it's not something you eat every week.
No, because honestly, you look at it and now while I'm doing this, bake 350. That's up to 400. You don't want to go out and start, eating this every week. It can get really expensive.
Yeah,
Like honestly, you can get a good steak for a good price sometimes, and it's a lot better than ribs. I find that with ribs, if I want ribs bad enough, and this is going to make me sound really bad, they're no fun to me because I can't really do anything with them. But you can go to Walmart and you can usually pay, what is it, Amy, $12 for a box of their ribs. You can buy 2-3 of those boxes, and those are good enough for a meal. They're good. So you can end up spending less than $30 for just me and Amy to eat ribs for the night, and they're good. Now, can I chef them up? I'd probably have to think about it. Can I come up with an answer right this second? Probably not.
now there's a restaurant near us. I'm not going to name the name of the restaurant, but they specialize in ribs, and I can already tell this is going to be a lot better than their ribs.
There is. The only difference is you get theirs. There's going to be a certain level of quality to
Exactly.
it, and you get what you pay for, right? Like,
Yeah.
Yeah,
it's boneheads, and I don't mind talking about. They're not a bad restaurant, so don't take what I'm about to say and take it as if I'm saying, calling them out or saying they're bad. If you want to go out with a nice meal with your wife or your boyfriend or whatever, don't go thinking that that you're always that you can't do it better. I might decide to take Amy out to one of her favorite restaurants, and I can't think of one right now. Amy, what's your favorite restaurant you have in your mind right now?
Swiss Chalet.
Swiss Chalet, okay. Now, I know that I can cook better chicken than them. She knows I can cook better chicken than them. But let's just say that it's just something special. It's an anniversary meal.
yeah.
And she doesn't want to clean dishes, and I don't want to cook. And it's just something special, right? Now, I know that I can cook better ribs than boneheads. But I just prefer to have my favorite cut of ribs to do it. Now, it's not, and again, not to say that anybody did anything wrong. It's just the fact that these were on sale, and these are what they are. Just try to clean the bone off as best you can. Now, this is really bony. Now, I'll tell you one thing you can do is Amy can turn around, and I'll say this to Amy because she likes soup. I don't. That's an Amy thing. Don't feed this to a dog, guys. Like, don't give the dogs the bone here.
No.
But you can turn around and you can boil those into some water with some with the bones, and put a little bit of veggies in there. And you know what? It'll come really, really good.
You can make bone broth with them.
Oh yeah. And what a lot of people don't really realize is when you do that, you can make some really good soup.
Yeah, you can.
Amy likes soup. That's one of her favorite things, right? I'm not a soup person. We're different that way.
I prefer stew over soup.
But you know what? You could also use this to make a stew.
You could.
Absolutely. So, I mean, Amy, is it worth throwing those bones out?
No.
Nope.
Yeah, it's better to save them.
Absolutely. You can put those in freezer bags and you can freeze them up.
Yeah.
Totally freeze them up. Amy, you got me some containers to put stuff in. Like sauce containers. I think they're on the table there. Could you bring those over, please? Took her a second to realize what I'm thinking about.
Don't have to record me doing that.
Yes, you do.
No, because your focus should be focused on the ribs.
Show that to the camera, please. No, those are really awesome to have. Sometimes you can get a little bit bigger ones or what have you. But what we're going to do is we're going to take the rest of the sauce and we're going to fill it in there. So, heaven forbid, Amy makes burgers and wants to use that instead of ketchup. What's wrong with that, right?
Yeah.
Amy wants to bring something to work with her, and she doesn't want to burn a huge container just for a sauce. There you go.
Did you get those on Amazon?
No, we got them from the dollar store, actually.
Oh, okay.
And by all means, the dollar store is not a bad place.
No, they actually have some really good stuff.
I mean, their stuff is cheap. Like, don't go thinking you got the deal of the century or anything like that. You didn't.
Yeah.
But, I mean, all we're going to use that for is, like, bringing stuff to lunch, right? So, guys, don't have such a bad attitude about dollar store. It's just something simple and that you don't care if you lose or you destroy. I don't want to go to Amazon and spend $20 on containers just for Amy to bring something to work and for her to forget it there, or something gets busted in her bag by accident. Accidents happen all the time. Like, it's just the way it is. You can't complain about it. There's nothing you can do. But
if you buy something from the dollar store and it gets broken, it's a lot easier to replace.
Absolutely is, and no one's going to cry over it, right? So, consider the dollar store sometimes, guys. Like, seriously, I know people like to make jokes about it, and it is what it is, but... So we are definitely going to be having some hamburgers. This probably be enough for one person. We'll split it in 4 ways. Or 3 ways, sorry.
Yeah.
But the hamburgers will be the main part of our meal. My main point is, with ribs, you got to realize that it's one of those things that there's nothing you can do. Now, Alex, if you will, this water here, Amy doesn't need to dump that or rinse that. She can put some veggies in there. She can put a whole bunch of other little stuff in there, and she can make some soup out of that. It's all cooked.
Yeah.
Right? So it's not like they're doing anything wrong with it. See, but now we've already boiled this, and see how much the ribs or the bones are coming right out?
Yeah.
This part anyways.
They almost fall right apart.
My favorite way to cook this is just taking beer.
Yeah.
I love taking beer and just cooking with it because it will just...
It creates a good batter.
It does, and by the time you're done...
I wouldn't use an expensive beer for a batter, though.
No. The cheapest beer you can get your hands on.
Yeah.
Usually one of the American stuff. No offense to my American viewers, but your beer is kind of a lot weaker than ours. And, well, Canadians are usually more used to drinking something a lot stronger. To us, most American beer just tastes like water. It's just, we can't drink it because it just doesn't...
Like, Coors and Bud Light, for example, are very...
Those are alright.
They're alright, but they kind of taste watered down.
Yeah. But they're better than most of them. Like, I can handle that. That's all
Yeah.
right. Like, it's not the greatest, but I mean, some of the other cheaper brands that they have down there, it's not drinkable to me.
Yeah.
It is what it is. Okay, so I'm going to get you to talk to Amy for a minute or two. I'll be right back.
Alright.
I don't know what to say.
What do you think of the ribs?
They look good.
They do look good. Do you think that having burgers and ribs would be too much food?
I don't know.
Probably not.
What's that?
I was just wondering if burgers and ribs would be too much food.
No.
You don't think so?
No. Amy's got a little bit of the issue now to try to get her, I know I just had something down here. Amy's got the issue where she's got to get her body adjusted to working days instead of nights, right?
Yeah.
She just, my lovely wife just got done some graveyard shifts and she's barely had any sleep today. I'm proud of her because, I mean, they'll give her whatever shifts they're going to give her and she just doesn't. It's not that easy for everybody, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I don't think I'd be able to
Not everybody
work
can.
those shifts.
I mean, I could do it. It'd just take me a while to do it, but
Yeah.
Amy's a trooper. Okay, so here we go. I'm gonna put this in the oven for about 15 minutes. It's mostly cooked now, so it doesn't need a whole lot. We'll come back when this is done, and we'll show the end part. I'm not gonna film the whole meal. Don't think we need to. This is good enough. Amy, how's that look so far?
Good.
I think so too. So we're gonna put this in the oven. Amy's gonna set the timer for 15 minutes, and we'll come back when we're all done. And Amy's gonna salivate over her soup that she might decide to make later.
Maybe, maybe not.
Doesn't have to be done tonight,
There.
but so it's almost our what, 18th,
17.
17th? No, I think it's
You.
18th, isn't it?
No.
Okay, well it feels like 50 to me, but I love you, Amy.
Love you.
So please just continue. We'll be back. Welcome back. So please hit the like, share, subscribe button. Amy, you want to say anything to your stepmother and dad?
The ribs look really good. Wish you were here to share them with.
Yeah, except we would have a lot more than we do.
Yeah.
But it's nobody's fault. It happens,
Yeah.
right? But here's her ribs, and you'll see the rice right tender, soft, and they'll have lots of flavor. We'll just divide them into four. We're gonna three. Sorry, we're gonna have some burgers, some fries, some corn with it. It's gonna be really good. This is our Canada Day celebration. Happy Canada Day, Canada.
Happy Canada Day.
Happy Canada Day.
So until next time, please enjoy, stay safe, and have a great day.